Hi, I'm Reemati Anthony. Please excuse my voice. So I'm going to give the solution for problem 1. They didn't mention how many stores, but we just assume that there are 7 stores according to the price list given because there are 7 prices over here. So we have to use the p-value to make our conclusion. Okay, step 1, write all the data. Create a table and input all the data over here, and then you have to find the mean, standard deviation, sample size, standard error of the mean, degrees of freedom, level of significance, t-statistic, p-value. Okay, to find that, you can do one by one, or you can also use data analysis, descriptive statistic. Over here you can use that because they do not provide t-test for one sample, so you can use descriptive statistic. Like this, but still you have to add some of the items over here. Like you still have to count using the Excel formula. So I prefer doing it one by one. So, so for mean, you have to use the average formula. It should be in general, not according. Okay, average formula. Then drag all the price, and then you will get the mean. For standard deviation, same, you have to input the standard deviation formula and then highlight all the prices. Sample size, you can count by yourself like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, or you can also use the formula, count formula. It will count automatically. So there are 7 sample size. For the standard error of the mean, you have to take the standard deviation, divide by square root of sample size. Okay, so you get the standard error of the mean. For degrees of freedom, it's easy. You just have to take the sample size and subtract by 1. That's it. Hypothesized mean is given in the question, which is this, the average price, and then level of significance also given in the question, 0.05. Okay. To find the t-statistic, you have to take the mean minus with hypothesized mean, and then divide by standard error of the mean. Okay, to find the p-value, you have to change this into positive number. Okay, and then add on degrees of freedom. You have to use this formula to find the p-value. Okay, so to find whether the p-value is more or less than this level of significance, you can input this formula if E15 is p-value less than E12. E12 is the level of significance. Yes or no. If the value is true, it will show yes. If the value is no, if the value is false, it will show no. So from here we can know the p-value is more than level of significance. So we can conclude that the p-value 0.8019 is greater than the level of significance. So we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So it can be concluded that the average price of the sanitizer in District A is RF 10 at 50 cents. Thank you.
My name is Riyaka Dodofkunasegada. Today I'd like to present problem number 2. I did this in Excel, later I convert it to Microsoft Word. First of all, in Microsoft Excel, need to type the brand A and brand B list down. Later we need to go to the data and choose the data analysis. Then we need to choose the t-test to sample assuming an equivariance. Press OK. Then we need to fill up this one. Need to put the symbol, then A1 and 2 A7, and also like the same B1 and 2 B8. Then the hypothetical mean difference is 0 and alpha is 0.1. Put labels, then click OK. Then we'll get the data. Data for the question is the easiest way to get the answer for this question. Okay, the hypothesis, the testing in Excel. Okay, the level of significance alpha is 0.10, the p-value is 0.35. At the 0.1 level of signification, it's not possible to predict the average price brand of brand A because synthetic is lower than the brand B. If the p-value is less than or equal to the signification of 0.5, we would reject the null hypothesis. If p-value is greater than alpha, we will fail to reject null hypothesis. The p-value is 0.3539, is greater than level of significance 0.10, hence we will fail to reject the null hypothesis. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rajarishri Ajaraprasad from HE22. The question I chose is problem 3. The selling price of a specific brand of sanitizer at 6 store before and after COVID-19 pandemic. At 0.05 level of confidence, can we make a conclusion that on average the price has not changed? The conclusion should be use the p-value approach with data of Excel. So since the data collected on same brand before and after the COVID-19 pandemic, so it's a dependent data set, and we can use the Petty test here. Here we want to test that on average the price has not changed. So the step 1 is state the hypothesis H0 is equals to 0 and H1 is not equals to 0. This is the t-test data analysis. So I'll show in Excel. So I clear all this. Then we should install the data analysis here. So go to the option, click Add Sync, click Analysis Toolpack, and go. Okay, click Analysis Toolpack and set OK. And then go to the data, click Data Analysis, click t-test, click OK. Then the variable range 1 is before column and the variable 2 is after column. Hypothesis mean difference is 0, alpha is 0.05 and output range is any empty column. Then click OK. This is the output of t-test. Then we go back to the word. So the second step is set the decision rule. Do not reject the null hypothesis or H0 if p-value is greater than alpha, which is 0.05. Then step 3 is find p-value. From the Excel calculation, we can get the p-value is equals to 0.2059. And step 4 is make decision. Since p-value is 0.2059, it's greater than 0.05, which is alpha, then do not reject the H0. And the last step is conclusion. At 0.05 level of significance, that is insufficient evidence to conclude that the average price has changed after the COVID-19 pandemic. So that's it from me. Thank you.
My name is Anya Bless. So today I would like to present for problem for data analysis for ANOVA single factor. And then the result is this. How do I get the data is I've used the step by step, which is first of all I used to state the hypothesis first. This, or at least 1 min is not equal. So for step 2, I choose to find the critical value, which is the alpha is 0.1, because the confidence level and the alpha value should be added up, and that is why if the confidence level is like 90% for problem B, the alpha value should be 0.1. And for else, for the degree of freedom treatment, I choose to use the formula k minus 1, and this one is I use the formula n minus k, which is 12 minus 3, and the result is 9. While for summary of squares, I use the formula, and then the result is 1.0492, and the squares of error, I choose to use the mean from here, and the result is 1.0425 here, and the result is here. And for step 4, I made the decisions, which is the result is 4. The result for F and F critical is 0.0289, and for F critical is 3.00965. This done. Since the value f is smaller than f critical, then we do not reject the hypothesis. No hypothesis. So for the conclusions, since the p-value is 0.9717 and the alpha value is 0.10, then the p-value is greater than alpha value, so we have to accept the null hypothesis. So if the p-value is less than the alpha value, reject the null hypothesis. There is no significant difference in the mean price of the 3 different brands of sanitizer. Okay, then that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Elvina, and now I'm going to run a regression analysis using Microsoft Excel based on the table given. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to press data analysis, and regression, since we're going to do regression, and press OK. And input range for Y is number of cells, for X is number of years and scores. And label, then output range we can put at A12 since it is empty, so you can press OK. And now we can have this summary for everything, but now we're going to focus on only one thing, which is the coefficient for now. And because we're going to do here, we're going to do a regression equation. So how I'm going to get this number is for BO, I'm going to see here the intercept, and B1 is the number of years, and B2 is the scores. So I'm going to get the equation based on the coefficient. That's all for me.
Hi sir, my name is Nini. So here I'm going to proceed with the next question, which is question B of problem 5. So in question B, we need to interpret the coefficient value of each independent variable using the regression analysis that we've made from the question A. So in question A here, we can see from the table, the coefficients of regression, when the number of samples is 0, it can produce 21.263 units. And then from the analysis here, we can also see that from x1, which is equal to 3.103, the increasing in number of samples also increasing 3.103 units per hour. And for the coefficients of x2, here we can also see that the increasing in number of samples also increasing in producing 4.698 units per hour. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello sir, my name is Jennifer. So now I'm going to present about the question 5 for C. How can I do for question 5C is the first, we need to create a table for random sample of 8 employees. The next, we need to calculate the each category using the Excel function. So this table I'll show how can I calculate for each category using the Excel function. For the next, we need to calculate p-value using Excel formula, which is use the TDIST formula. After we find out the p-value for S1, S2, we need to make a conclusion. So for the hypothesis 1, we can know that the p-value are larger than the alpha, which is the 0.05. So we do not reject the H0. So the conclusion for hypothesis 1 is there is not significant linear relationship between the years employees has been with company and sales made by an employee. For the hypothesis 2, we know that the p-value are less than the alpha, so we reject the H0. So the conclusion for hypothesis 2 is there is a significant linear relationship between employee score on business aptitude test and sales made by an employee. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.